Basketball fans and card collectors have been hearing about Caitlin Clark for several years now. Despite the attention she received throughout her college career and her rookie season in the WNBA, the interest in her cards and memorabilia only continues to grow. In September 2024, searches for her name were up almost 200% compared to January 2024. In addition, Golden, an eBay company, set a record for the highest recorded sale of a WNBA card when her signature gold vinyl 1/1 sold for $234.8K, as was previously covered in this article. While the hype of modern players drives interest in newly released wax, it's the retired legends that dominated the biggest sales on eBay. Of the 10 highest sales through October, 7 of them were retired legends like Michael Jordan, Willie Mays, Mickey Mantle, and Kobe Bryant. It seems the classics never go out of style. In one of my previous articles, I shared some data about the relative strength of the hobby. Well, the eBay report had another piece of anecdotal data that supports that conclusion. It showed in October, when the NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, and WNBA were all in season, eBay searches for PSA 10 in the sports card category were up almost 30% compared to the previous year. The interest in cards does not appear to be slowing down anytime soon. Record numbers of basketball fans packed arenas to witness the rookie seasons of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Simone Biles mesmerized audiences at the 2024 Paris Olympics. Coco Gauff made history in women's tennis. This was all part of a significant year for women in sports, both financially and culturally, and following a consistent increase in popularity and visibility in recent years, the women's game is now more valuable than ever. Clark just shifted the global conversation around women in sports, remarked softball legend and Olympic gold medalist Jenny Finch, and it has been exhilarating to watch her ascend. The consulting firm Deloitte projected in November 2023 that women's sports would surpass $1 billion in global revenue this year for the first time, representing an increase of around 300% from its previous estimate in 2021. Soaring viewership and corporate sponsorships played key roles. In July, the WNBA secured a groundbreaking 11-year media rights agreement with Disney, Amazon Prime, and NBC, valued at approximately $200 million, significant rise from the current $60 million. Players aspire for higher salaries and a larger share of revenue, anticipating growth in parity, star power, and competition in the WNBA. The league recorded its most viewed regular season in 24 years and highest attendance in 22 seasons. Commissioner Kathy Engelbert noted in a recent State of the League speech that players are landing many more marketing partnerships, becoming well-known names. This includes Las Vegas star Aja Wilson, who had one of the most impressive seasons in WNBA history, and Clark, who established several rookie records. The decisive Game 5 of the WNBA Finals between the New York Liberty and the Minnesota Lynx attracted an average of 2 million viewers, peaking at 3 million, making it the most viewed WNBA game in 25 years. We've been increasing in popularity, endorsements, media rights, and all those aspects, stated Amira Rose Davis, a sports historian and assistant professor at the University of Texas at Austin. This time is marked by rapid growth, Davis added, where all that development appears to enter a phase of acceleration, with deals getting larger and visibility expanding. Clark, the talented Indiana guard, became an icon during her time at Iowa, building on a foundation set by basketball greats like Diana Taurasi, Candace Parker, and Wilson, while amplifying the visibility of women's basketball. Ticket sales for Indiana Fever games rose by 182% in 2024 compared to the prior season. The Fever also broke the attendance record of 13,398, established by the Liberty in 1998, selling approximately 16,084 tickets per game. Additionally, contests featuring Clark and her on-court rivalries of the Chicago Sky sparked social media discussions about basketball, race, and culture. "Something that I always aimed to do was elevate the game," said Finch, now an advisor for the Athletes Unlimited Softball League. And that's what Clark and her team. Goff, the 20-year-old tennis sensation, was the highest-paid female athlete globally this year, with earnings of $4 million, according to Sportico rankings. Goff was unable to defend her 2023 U.S. Open title, but concluded her 2024 season with a WTA Finals title and a $4 or $8 million prize, the largest payout ever for a women's tennis event, as reported by Sportico. The Olympics approached full gender equality for the first time among the over 11,000 male and female competitors who participated in Paris this summer. Over 34 million viewers across all NBC platforms in the U.S. witnessed Biles confront the challenges stemming from her unexpected exit from the Tokyo Games 3 years prior. The 27-year-old conveyed a message of resilience and redemption while adding 4 gold medals to her achievements. Almost everything she did in Paris made news a response to social media critics, a disclosure regarding her mental health, a moment of success. Her TikTok, featuring Team USA's gold medals from team competition, has garnered over 139 million views. "She became a figurehead," Davis remarked. "Whether you viewed her as a symbol of perseverance, mental health discussions, or a refusal of norms, or whether you depicted her as a quitter, embodying everything you criticize about the country. Regardless, both interpretations elevated her even further." As Goff and Biles excelled, other women's leagues capitalized on that visibility. The Pro Women's Hockey League attracted 392,259 fans during its first regular season, featuring a women's hockey record crowd of 21,105 at the NHL Canadiens' home arena for a Montreal-Toronto game. The league also secured sponsorship agreements with Scotiabank, Air Canada, and Hyundai. The PWHL's successful inaugural season demonstrated to its organizers and players that there is a demand for women's sports, leading to aspirations of expanding from 6 to 8 teams by 2025. For many of us who have been involved in the game for a long time, it's emotional to reflect on how far the game has progressed, said Jana Hefford, the league's Senior Vice President of Hockey Operations. "We spend considerable time analyzing research, and all indications suggest that the moment is now and that the fan base is present. Experiencing that in real time was truly special." Keith Stein and Justine Siegel aim to leverage the landscape of women's sports as well. Siegel, a former baseball player and coach, teamed up with Stein, a lawyer and businessman, to establish the Women's Pro Baseball League, which announced plans last month to begin in 2026 as a 6-team circuit for female players. This will be the first professional league for women since the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League ceased operations in 1954. Leagues like the WNBA and National Women's Soccer League have done much of the foundational work, Stein stated, and they share responsibility for the current moment where women's sports are thriving. Caitlin Clark was nothing short of remarkable during her inaugural season in the WNBA with the Indiana Fever, breaking numerous records on her path to earning Rookie of the Year honors and joining teammates Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell as All-Stars. The future looks promising for Clark and the Fever, with Indiana basketball icon Stephanie White returning to take the role of head coach this season. With all these elements in place, the team aims to hang more banners in Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Was there a clearer choice for Time 2024 Athlete of the Year than Caitlin Clark? Not only did she set the NCAA scoring record in her final college year, just weeks before being selected first overall in the WNBA draft, but she also earned a spot on the WNBA All-Star team and was named the WNBA's Rookie of the Year in 2024. Her achievements off the court are arguably just as noteworthy. In April, she became only the fourth female athlete to appear on SNL, and just days later, she signed a groundbreaking $28 million Nike deal that includes a signature shoe. Her time honor is just one among a long list of accomplishments, and Clark is only beginning. However, Clark's rise was not without its controversies. Last summer, when asked about some of the racist and sexist negativity surrounding her name, she responded that the situation was not something I can control. She further commented, "I don't allocate much thought and time to matters like that. And honestly, I don't notice much of it. Basketball is my profession. Everything external, I can't manage that, so I'm not going to waste time thinking about it." This did not resonate well with many in the league, including Connecticut Sun guard Dejanai Carrington, who later expressed on social media how one can remain unfazed by their name being used to promote racism, bigotry, misogyny, xenophobia, homophobia, and the intersections of them all is absurd. We all have a platform, we all have a voice, and they all matter. Silence is a privilege. But Clark's latest, and arguably her most impressive interview, resonates differently, as the kids would say. Not only did Clark give fans perhaps the most honest insight into her character, but she also took a firm stance against some of the discussions surrounding her during her contentious rookie year. She also urged fans to acknowledge the Black women who have shaped the WNBA into what it is today, a sentiment she has expressed before, paying tribute to her basketball hero Maya Moore throughout her senior year, along with many other esteemed Black women from Dawn Staley to Lisa Leslie, whom she credited for establishing the groundwork for her career in her SNL segment in April. To clarify, Caitlin Clark has always, to some degree, recognized the context of being a white woman in a league that is predominantly non-white. She's no Paige Buchers, but she is aware of the prominent figures in the league and gives credit to those deserving. However, her lack of concern for the discourse surrounding her irritated fans this past summer. Her recent Time interview presents a different narrative, one that the league should have conveyed months ago. The WNBA does not tolerate hate. The challenge with this stance for Caitlin Clark, which may clarify her hesitance to accept it, is that it inevitably requires taking a position, and that level of off-the-court controversy doesn't align well with Clark's image, even if it's a crucial boundary to establish. Clark spent years building a pristine image of a little Iowa girl who achieved great success. Her Gatorade advertisement, released during her senior year, reinforces this image with clips of her playing basketball as a child, speaking to young girls, and, of course, breaking records with a memorable motivational message to her young admirers. "If I can drop 40, you can drop 50. It's a remarkable advertisement for many reasons, one being that it resembles Nike's "If You Let Me Play" ad from 1995, which notably showcased girls engaging in sports while highlighting the advantages of doing so. Clark's brand influence is unmistakable, but her spotless image does not align well with activism, even activism as fundamental as condemning racism. The little Iowa girl inevitably found herself at odds with her fans, many of whom began watching women's basketball because of her. The brilliance of Clark's brand is also its greatest limitation. Clark is adaptable. Yes, she's one of the top athletes of her generation, but she's also just like you and me. She enjoys Taylor Swift, values a good deal, and cherishes her friends like Lexi Hull and Kate Martin, who fortunately are also professional athletes like her. And certainly, anyone can achieve the level of skill that Clark has if they put in enough effort, as her Gatorade advertisement suggests. In essence, due to her ability to connect with others, Clark can be anyone she needs to her supporters. Her adaptability is what expands her marketability significantly, but it also made her quite vulnerable as a newcomer who is, for better or worse, the prominent figure of the still emerging WNBA. We all observed this last season when, because Clark didn't engage with controversy, it was imposed upon her, and she allowed it to occur by maintaining a neutral stance. It is completely understandable why Clark would choose this approach. After all, how many college graduates secure a $28 million shoe contract, appear on SNL, and then play their first professional basketball game within a month?